yet. I'm directing the institute right now. So that consists in a lot of administrative works, but also directing research. And before doing that, I was a researcher at the institute, so I'm still pursuing my research projects here in the lab. So I was always fascinated by space from a very young age, and the rest flowed naturally. I just tended to end up doing math and science in school, and then they hired me in scientific positions, so I kept doing what I like to do. So I did my PhD in Germany, and my supervisor at the time had a colleague who was looking for a postdoc rather urgently in Florida. And so I was writing my thesis. This was a very intense working time. I had no time to actively look for a position. So I just decided to accept this position, which sounded very good. It was a lab like the one I had in Germany. It was just, far away from my family, but it was going to be for 2 years. So I decided to take the position. It was nice for me to not have to look for a job. And then once I was here, I kept moving positions. It was a very dynamic environment, a lot of opportunities for research. And so I ended up, this year is my 10th year in Florida. Not really. On occasion, I have discussions at conferences with French researchers on my research topics, but I don't have any active funding that is in common with French researchers. I do with Germany. That was an easier call because that's where I did my PhD. So I was more involved in research while I was in Germany than while I was in France. There's never enough women. I do think we're lucky at the Institute in particular. We have quite a number of women that work in planetary sciences, in atmospheric sciences, as well as in astronomy. But physics in general, I would say lacking women, engineering too. But it's nice to be able to see them. I would say there's more and more to see them in the lab and to train them. And I think we're on the right path, I will say. I would say definitely stick to it. It's a good time to be in the space sector. I think with what's happening in transportation to space, what's happening with the missions to the moon, both federal and commercial, there's going to be a lot happening in the next couple of decades. So it's going to be a very exciting field to work in. So, even people who are not considering going into space, from all walks of life should consider potentially switching to either space industry, space research, space education. It's going to be awesome.